It's Dana here with Love Sola Flowers. As you can see, you're a little further away from me tonight because what we're making is a little bit big. It's kind of tall. So I pushed you a little further away so that you can see the whole thing. So I'm just gonna wait for people to come on, and then we are going to do what I'm calling a Christmas tree rehab. And I'm gonna show you how just using some fillers from Love Sola and a handful of minis, how we can make some of those sorry, like Charlie Brown trees a little bit nicer. So I'm gonna wait to pull it on screen till people come on here. If you are watching, say hello. Feel free to share our video as well so that people can see the tutorials. Hey Nancy. Nancy, you're always here with my tutorials. I love how Nancy always posts what she does when she, after she does them, which I really, really love. I love seeing you guys make everything your own. Hey Johnny. Hi Christine. Hey Sarah. Hey everyone. Okay, so we are doing a Christmas tree. Hey, I see you all. Hi Nona. All right, so here's the deal. You know how you have those, like, I don't know, you can get them even from thrift shops or, you know, on sale in different places. Like just those little Christmas trees, they're kind of plain. Hi Alexis. Hi Carla. You guys are a little bit further away. Hi Mariah. So my eyesight has to be good. Okay, I see you all on. Hey Stacy. Okay, so I wanted to show, I wanted to show you how to take one of those like old school kind of just plain old Christmas tree and make it really, really pretty with some extra, you know, special preserved fillers from Love Sola and then Sola flowers kind of like ornaments. Okay, so I'm gonna pull it on, but I didn't have one of those ones that was already made. So I kind of just put mine together. I'm gonna show you what I did, okay? So I had a wooden box and I filled that with that insulation foam, the Great Stuff. I know a lot of people ask about the Great Stuff foam. I use the one for windows. It's blue. It's like windows and small cracks. It's a blue can. It's called Great Stuff. I get mine from Home Depot, but you can get it on Amazon or any of that stuff because it doesn't expand so much, okay? So it will still expand, so you don't want to fill anything up to the top, but it won't go like, you know, like some of those ones, especially if you do a large gap one, it like can explode your box. So I use the one for windows. Again, it's the blue can. Okay, so I already did that. And this, let me show you. Actually, let me take it out. This was actually from Hobby Lobby. So it is a Christmas tree on a stem, or at least I thought I'm assuming it's a Christmas tree on a stem. But it was just like in the stems section. So it was, yes. So I made my own Christmas tree in a box, but you all know the Christmas trees I'm talking about, like the little scrappy-doo Christmas trees that you can buy at a random place. Yes. But yeah, you can, so it's like, yeah, you can find, you know what I'm talking about. You know the kind of Christmas trees I'm talking about, but this one was from Hobby Lobby, and so I put it in a box myself. But you can buy one that's already a Christmas tree in a box. I am going to cover my foam with some moss because I don't want to see the foam in my box. So let me just cover that up. Now, if you are wanting your tree to be lit, you can use fairy lights. And if you use fairy lights and you want your tree lit, you're going to want to put those on before you do any decorating. Okay, and then you can actually put the little box, the on and off box for the fairy lights, like in the box underneath the moss. You can hide it with a piece of moss that way. So if you're wanting it to be lit up, make sure you do that before you start decorating because we're going to glue on and decorate and everything else. So I'm just going to stick my moss down in the box so it looks like a little Christmas tree in a box. But again, you have, I'm sure a lot of you have in your old decorations these kind of scrappy little trees, but we're going to make them extra fancy with Sola and Love Sola fillers. Now, you can go to our website to purchase any of our flowers or our fillers. It's lovesolaflowers.com. There is a tab to choose what you're looking for, so you can go to fillers if you're looking for the fillers. But all the flowers I'm using as like little ornaments on this are minis. Minis are either 1 inch or 1.5 inch. And your flowers, when you click on a flower you like, there will be a drop down box and you can choose what size you want. So these are between 1 and 1.5 inches, okay? They're little minis because obviously it's a mini tree. I don't want to use big flowers. But first we got to deal with making it nice, full greenery and it looking fancy with the extra special fillers we've got here. So we always start with the leafier, fuller type fillers. So I am going to start with some leather fern. And what I'm gonna do, it's not hard, we're just gonna glue up the back of our filler and we're just gonna slide it in. We're gonna let it catch on our faux filler Christmas tree, okay? I feel like my thing is not that hot. My glue gun is sharing a outlet, so I feel like it's not getting so hot here, but let's try it anyway. Okay, so I'm just gonna like lift it up and I'm gonna put my expensive fillers in here. Now, we have sales all the time on our preserved fillers. So if you're not a part of our email list or text list, make sure that you go on there so that you always catch the sales. Okay, we have sales on our fillers as well, not just our flowers. Okay, so I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna start at the bottom and I'm just gonna start adding the leather fern. And we talked about this before too, the leather fern. Sometimes the leather fern has spores on the back and people get a little nervous. They think they're like animals or something, but they're not. It's natural. It's natural. It is totally common to have the spores. It's just a part of the plant. So if you're looking at your plant and you see those little dots on the back, they're just plant spores. You literally can rub them off with your fingernail, but don't be scared. I know we get sometimes people scared that there's like something. I mean, sometimes it looks really creepy because it just does, but I promise you, it's completely normal. So I'm just gonna keep filling in with this. This again is called leather fern. It's preserved, so you guys can take this out Christmas after Christmas. It's not just good for one Christmas. You'll be able to use it over and over again. And I'm just gonna keep spinning it around again. I see a bunch of you guys jumping on. If you have questions, let me know. You are further away, so my eyesight has to be a little bit better. So I'm hoping I can see if you guys have questions. But I'm again rehabbing, you know, those old kind of Christmas trees. Although this one I made, it's new, but I'm still revamping it. So although the actual tree part itself, I just got it from Hobby Lobby, I'm adding it, making it a little fuller, a little more special. So I'm just gonna go around. We have a few fillers we're actually gonna add in here. If you're someone who loves glitter and wants to, at the end, add, like if you have a tree that doesn't, like this one actually had some glitter in it from Hobby Lobby. But if you don't have glitter on it and it's one of those really old school Christmas trees, you can get, it's called Glitter Blast. I get mine on Amazon, but you can spray it. There's an iridescent one. I think it's called Diamond Dust, and that is no color. It just is sparkle. So you could get that if you want to just spray over everything when you're done. You can get a flocking spray if you're wanting it to look like snow, and you can spray it on after the greenery. Or you could even do silver or gold. The Glitter Blast comes in colors as well. I probably would go for the iridescent. Oh, that's so great. Yeah, we have a lot of brides who actually use Sola because they're allergic to a lot of flowers. So that is actually one big selling point with these guys, because if you have allergies, no one wants to be sneezing up a storm on their wedding day specifically, but you can keep them in your house all year round, and it's so nice. So thanks for sharing that. We're so glad you found us and you love them. It must be tough to have allergies when you're a bride thinking, what are you gonna do? I guess a lot of them do the silks, but with the wood, you know, it looks so much more realistic that the wood looks, you know, much more realistic than a silk flower, so it's a good substitute. Okay, so I'm just, see how full he's getting? He's already getting full. And again, it's gonna look so much nicer because these are high quality fillers and they're real. So your tree itself isn't gonna look like that cheesy kind of fake, you know, tree look. Which I know you all know what I'm talking about. When I have like this picture of when we were like little in the 80s with those little like trees that people, I don't know, they played, some of them even played music. But, so yeah, so we're just gonna give this a little bit of pop with our fancy fillers. Again, I call it a revamp because we're not taking anything apart, we're just adding to make it more special. So, okay, I'm gonna keep turning it, but do you see how much more full this is getting already? Oh, that's so good. I know, they do trick people. A lot of times I have brides saying my guests wanted to touch them because they didn't believe they were not real. We love hearing that. If your guests want to touch it because they don't believe it, then you know that you did good. But do you see how much more full this is getting already? And I have other fillers that we're gonna add as well. So by the end, this will be really nice. And then we have our flowers for our ornaments. So again, this is the leather fern that I'm using right now. I am gaga over Love Sola's preserved fillers. I cannot get enough of them. They are so high quality. I had tried from so many different places. Fillers, I've tried, you know, all those things like Etsy and everything, and they were so expensive and their quality stunk. And so when Sultan decided to carry the fillers, it was the answer to my prayers for sure. Being able to trust that they come in good condition and that they were preserved properly. You know, the farmers that he uses, you know, make sure that they're doing a good job. I feel like this is a little empty here. All right, I'm gonna add one more piece on this side. We're gonna add one more piece on this side and then we're going to add our next green. So I'm excited about that. Because the next green is Juniper. I love the way Juniper smells. It smells so nice. It does fade after time. So if you're sensitive to smells, don't worry. You know, the smell of the greenery does simmer down after a while. And, but I love the Juniper because it gives that Christmas smell, but you also get those beautiful berries in there as well. So I'll show it to you closer once I'm done with this. But you guys see how already more full? I know that some of you are just joining now, but this already is getting more full. So, okay. All right, so that was the leather fern. I'm gonna put this one away and we're gonna move on to some juniper, okay? So this is real preserved blueberry juniper. It's got the berries still on it. And I'm not gonna go crazy with this because, you know, I don't wanna cover up what they're doing completely, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add this in. Again, you can take those little, you know, garland type, you know, spriggy leaf Christmas trees and add stuff to make it beautiful. You don't have to spend a fortune to make some of these really beautiful things. And this for sure is something you could sell at craft shows or on your Etsy pages if you have a business, because a lot of people are not doing Christmas trees, big Christmas trees as much anymore. Like a lot of them are doing simple little like Christmas tree type things, you know, especially in like older families. I know my mother was like, should I put a Christmas tree up this year? You know, there's no kids in the house. So these kind of things are perfect for people who don't really want to go crazy with a Christmas tree, but they want the idea of a Christmas tree inside the house. So we can make this look realistic, even though it started out not realistic looking. We can fix it up, and then we're gonna add those beautiful sola flowers as ornaments, which make it really nice. I'm gonna spin it so you can see the juniper added in that. So I got the tree form. It's actually on a stem from Hobby Lobby. So yeah, it was in like the greenery section. There was in my store, there was only 2 left. I should have grabbed both. I only grabbed one. I don't know why. Why, when it's something Christmas and you can't get it, do you not grab both? I don't know. But I only grabbed the one. It was silly. I'm like, oh, now I'm going to want to make another one for myself after this. But I didn't do it. I didn't do it. So if you see them, grab them. But it's on a stem, and then I filled the box with foam and then stuck the stem in the box and just covered it with some moss. Okay, so do you see how pretty we had, you know, a very faux looking greenery base there. And now with all these pretty fillers, it's starting to look nice and full and realistic. So you really can do a lot of revamps, which save money because the stem of the Christmas tree was really cheap. And if you go to like thrift stores or something, you can get like those old school ugly Christmas trees and then just totally fill it up to make it beautiful. And again, it's small. You don't need a ton of stuff, you know, like you're not going to spend a fortune fixing it up. So you could really do something pretty for pretty inexpensive. I love doing rehabs. I should have taken a picture beforehand. Maybe I can even get one online, a picture of what it looks like by itself. So now I'm just filling up towards the top. Again, this juniper smells so pretty. And I'm just feeding it in. I'm making sure I'm putting enough hot glue and that it catches on something. Okay, it's got to catch or it's just gonna fall right out. So I do put a lot of glue. And I make sure it sticks on there. I have a few little empty spots I want to add to here. And then we're going to move on to our next filler. But I wish like I said, I wish I took a before picture because if you're joining now, this looks really nice and full and obviously realistic because it is real stuff here now. But if you saw it before, it was kind of a sad shape. It really was. It was a sad shape. So, I mean, I saw it and I saw the potential, but I definitely was like, oh, that's kind of sad because it was like a Charlie Brown tree. Okay, let me see where I want to put this last piece. I want it at the top. And again, I just keep rotating it and filling in gaps. And because I'm going to do another greenery, I'm not going crazy with the juniper. Okay, so we've got that. Alrighty. Now we're going to do some green cassia. Okay, I'm going to just pull off some pieces. Again, if you wanted to do fairy lights or something, you were going to want to do that before you got to these steps, okay? Make sure you light the tree when it starts because it would be impossible to try to weave lights in it now, especially when everything is glued. So, all right, I see a bunch of you joining us. Welcome, welcome. We're rehabbing this pitiful tree. It started out a pitiful tree. But you could take your little pitiful trees that you have and make them extra special by adding this real high quality preserved fillers. Then obviously it steps it up a notch. So now I'm adding this green cassia. All right. Hi, Michelle, you're new here? Well, we have 1.5 million videos. We've been doing videos for a couple of years, I guess, now on the Love Sola page. So there is even ideas from last Christmas. If you guys are new and you're just catching our videos for the first time now here, you can go back to last year because those are still there and see some of the ideas of things we did last year. Oh, don't even talk about the glue gun. So you know what? You know why my glue gun is really bad? Because it's plugged into my phone and my like light. It all has to be in the same stupid plug. So it, like for some reason it like sucks the juice out of my thing. But I do need it. It's horrible. But I always buy more expensive ones, and then those do the same thing too. And then I'm mad because I spent money on it. But I know it's dumb. You would think, I know these are like these $2 glue guns, but I've tried more expensive ones and I haven't had any luck. If anyone knows of any really good glue guns, let me know. I know. And I have a bunch of like these same ones, so. But then they all start like leaking and all that kind of stuff too. So, all right. Now, I didn't glue my guy down in that phone, which I really should have done. And he was really tight in there until I pulled it out to show everybody. And so I kind of messed him up. So he's a little wobbly, but aren't all trees really wobbly? Is everyone else scared? Because I have new kittens. They're only like 7 months old right now. And I'm so afraid to put my tree up. I got that spray and I'm hoping they don't take the tree down. But does anyone else have a wobbly tree that every year you're like, I should fix the base, but you just go with it anyway? So I'm hoping my tree doesn't fall down this year. Okay, so I have some Red Baby's Breath. That I'm going to now start filling with, okay? And I'm just gonna do little sprigs. I'm gonna make little bundles, okay? And I'm just breaking it off and filling in spots. And again, I'm just gonna start rotating to make sure I add a little bit in all different places. The amount of glue sticks I've used is in the like tens of thousands. It is crazy. Like Cascades use, I don't know, 40 glue sticks alone. It's just an insane thing. I should have like stock in glue sticks. I should. There's a lot of things that I use. I'm like, who are the people that invented this, and why can't I just come up with an idea like that and make a bajillion dollars? But here I am. Okay. All right. You bought our kitty your own little tree. That might be a good idea, Michelle. Like a little real tree, but I don't know. My cat, they're like so naughty. I can't just leave them out. They stay in my daughter's room in the daytime, like when we're not around. Whenever we're around, of course, they are allowed to be free, but they destroy, I mean, like every curtain hanger is now like bent because they climb the curtains and everything else. You did? I mean, that's a smart idea. That's a lot of filler you can get if you have an old fake tree that you don't need anymore. That's a lot of filler. It's a smart idea. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep rotating this around, making my little bundles. Yeah, there's a lot of trees that we've had that like, you're like, they say like, you know, the lights last forever. Yeah, they don't last forever, ever. They die the first year. They always die. Don't believe them when they say long-lasting lights. Or they say, oh, only one light will burn out and the rest will still go. No, they don't. They all burn out and it ruins your whole tree. I would go, every time that would happen, I would go like 1 year where I put the lights on top of it. So like the burnt lights would still be under, and then I would put like real lights over it. Just for like 1 year. We squeaked it out another year. Okay, but I am pretty sure these kittens are not gonna let us have a nice Christmas tree. We are not gonna put any of our glass ornaments on it this year, because I'm sure something's going down. So we're just gonna do like the ones that if this whole tree fell over wouldn't like be destroyed. We love our kittens. There's 3 of them and I love them. They are naughty. Maybe this tree can be for them. And they can knock this one down. But maybe I'll like it too much that I don't want them to destroy it either, so we'll see. All right, so this is my red baby's breath. I'm just putting a couple more pieces in some spots that I want to pop. Again, you can light these up with fairy lights, because fairy lights are low, like low heat or whatever, so it would be fine. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to do canela. Okay, and they look like little mini like pine cones. They're red balls with like mini little pine cones. Fern was, we had Juniper. Yes, we used leather fern first. Not what I was just putting on, but we did do leather fern first. We started with that. Then we went to Caspia and Juniper. And then baby's breath, and now I'm on canela. I was a little rough with that guy. Just trying to shove them all the way in there. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this. You'll see what it looks like with the canela. I'm just grabbing off bundles. Again, these canelas, it looks kind of like a berry, but it's hard like a little mini pine cone or something. I'll turn it in a second so you can see what it looks like. Again, I'm just breaking off little pieces. And using this real preserved and dried fillers is what really amps up the look of these trees. Here, let me turn it so you can see those added, okay? It looks like berries on a tree. I actually wrapped my own canela up and I made a mess out of it. When I was at the warehouse in California, I filled my own order so that no one else would have to do it. Let me see, do I have clippers? All right, I don't think I brought my clippers, so I'm just gonna, oh yes I did. Let me grab my clippers. Okay. All right, so you guys see the canela in there? Those like red berries. But they're hard, like a little mini like acorn or pine cone. They look like berries, but they're like not berry-like. Like the juniper berries are actual berries, because that is a preserved berry filler. But these guys are hard, and they're a dried canela here. So I'm going to keep turning it around. And again, the more we fill, the fuller the look, but also it starts to cover up kind of those cheapy leaves as well. And I've got to, like, in my head, remember I'm still going to add the flowers as my little ornaments. So I don't want to go too nuts with this, which is my actual normal MO, is to just keep going and never stopping. So I do want to remind myself that I'm going to have flowers, so I need to leave some space. But I'm just crazy for fillers, especially Love Sola fillers. Again, you can get the fillers on lovesola.com, and there's a tab that says fillers. Yeah, you wouldn't think, like, you know, you don't know how it's gonna turn out. I mean, I do these things, I never know how they're gonna turn out. I just have faith that they're gonna turn out. I have faith that whatever's in my head somehow will come to fruition. I haven't had too many fails yet. I'm waiting for it to be like a major fail, like on video, but so far so good. So far so good. But if I totally messed up, I know everyone would give me lots of grace, but for now, we've been going pretty good here. But you never know if something's gonna look nice until you try it. So I just like to do weird things sometimes. Go rest up, take care of it, it's healthier. I mean, getting healthy during the holidays is important. It's a crazy season. I know that a lot of people, their plans and businesses and everything has changed a lot because of COVID. But I hope that crafting has kept a lot of you in good spirits. I know that continuing on and doing lots of crafting has really kept me happy. Having our solo group has really kept me in good spirits too, like sharing there. I've been able to be a lot more active in the group lately because I needed it. So I just like set time to like make sure I was reading every post and every comment. If you're not in our community group is facebook.com/groups/lovesolaflowers. And it's been very active lately because we have a lot of new people after the sale. And it's really kept my spirits high, reading what everyone's doing, and I don't know, having friends that share, you know, the same hobbies is nice. Seeing that people are still good and healthy always cheers everybody up too. Okay, so far we've got this full guy. Now we're adding our flowers. Okay, so I have my minis. I have white ones, raw ones, I mean. I have gold ones, I have red ones, and then I have this like pale kind of sagey green because the tree itself was kind of sagey to start, and I knew I was adding all those dark fillers. So now I'm putting glue on the back side of the flower, and I'm just making sure I press it against something to catch. And I'm just gonna kind of alternate between the golds and the raw and the greens. And I'm gonna turn it to you. You're gonna see it in a second. Okay, let me just do one side here and then I'll turn it so you guys can see it. And you can go as much or as little as you want. I mean, you could really fill this guy up, or you can keep it simple. I'm gonna turn it in a second so you guys can see this side. My glue stick jumped out of my glue gun. That's how high quality this $2 glue gun is. Let me put a gold one on this side too. Okay. All right, let me turn it. Okay, so that's the look we're going for here. I'm just gonna kind of spin it around, get these guys in and on. Like my little ornaments. You could do like really bright colors too, like ornaments like purples and that kind of thing for sure. Like real ornaments if you have a very lit up colorful tree. You don't have to just do like Christmas color sola. You could definitely do whatever colors you're wanting. All right. Let's see, I just want to be balanced with my colors. I don't want it to be like any big, you know, mound of white or a mound of red. So I'm just spinning it and taking it one step at a time. Okay, now we're turning. You know, every time I use the glue gun on video, I think I need a new one. So it's just a wooden box that I filled with foam, and I stuck the stem of the tree in there. And then I've just been filling like crazy with our fillers and greeneries, and now I'm on the flower portion of filling. So I've got gold, I've got the sage green, and I've got the raw flowers. But if you lit this up, could you imagine how pretty if it was lit too? I don't have any fairy lights, so I didn't have that to put in, but could you imagine how cute? I think it's cute. Again, maybe this will be the one that I give my cats so they leave mine alone. It was Evil little kittens are my favorite things in the world, but all right, to this side. And you can go crazy if you wanted to fill it with like a ton of flowers and it'd be like almost like a flower tree. You could do that totally. Like, this is all why we all have stuff that looks different. This was just me giving people an idea. If you had one of those like old, you know, messed up little trees around, or if you're at the thrift shop and you see one and you're like, oh, I could make that look real and preserved and beautiful. So just wanted to give ideas, but everybody's will look different, and you can, again, you can go crazy. You could fill them with the big flowers if you want. If you want it to be like really heavy in the flower world. So you do get a lot of webs going back and forth with your gun, going back with the glue and then that. So again, if you're new, I say this almost every video just in case someone's new, but if you're new and you're getting those glue strings, you can just make sure to use a hair dryer, and you buzz it like real fast, and it literally shrivels them up and melts them away. So you're gonna want to do that for sure. Let me see where I want this little white guy. But you could do anything. I mean, if you have little ornaments too, you could add those. But I wanted the ornaments to be the solo flowers, obviously, to let those sing a little bit. All right. Okay, so I've got my Christmas tree. I think I'm gonna stop. I have a flower that I wanted to use for the star. So I'm gonna pick what I want my front to be. So I'm going to add this flower to be the star on the top. Glue that, and I have a bow. I think I want to put a bow to add some more sparkles. Okay. I feel like this guy shouldn't be here then. Let me take him off, because if the star's there on this side, I removed him. Okay. All right, let me put him on somewhere else. Let's see, I pretty much filled this tree like crazy, so I don't have a ton of spots left. All right, no, that was a white one there. Guys, I filled it like crazy. Not sure I have a spot for this white guy. Here, right here. All right. All right, I'm very gluey right now. Okay, so a few different other things that you can do. So I put my star, okay, and then I have, wait, I gotta rotate it so it's centered. There we go. I have a bow I think I'm gonna put just to be a little sparkly. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think I'll put the bow on. It's Christmas. I don't usually like love glitter, but like Christmas time, you know, what else for Christmas? So I'm gonna put my bow up. And I was thinking, I'm not going to put this one in because it's blue, but I was just thinking of ideas. This is like one of those cute little, well, maybe the blue won't look bad because it's underneath, but I'm going to just show you what I was thinking. See these like little styrofoam presents? You can put it like in the base and have some presents around there too. So there's a bunch of things you can add. I'm just going to leave it in there for now, but I probably would want ones that match. But of course, your wrapping paper doesn't necessarily match your Christmas tree unless you're one of those people, which there are a lot of those people because Christmas tends to bring out that kind of thing. But let's just keep the blue present under there just for now. And I'll look for maybe some little presents that are maybe gold or something, but just so you get an idea of things you can do. Of course, you can do a much bigger box. You could do a much bigger tree. But if you have one of those like ugly little trees hanging around, just use one of those and you don't have to buy anything. And you can totally make it beautiful with real fillers. We have real fern, leather fern, real juniper, caspia, canela. So it looks very realistic. So I don't know if you can see that. It's very fun. I might even come back when I can look at it myself and maybe even make it a little wider with the leather fern. I have to kind of see it when I'm not looking at comments. But I'll fix up the shape to make it perfect. And then the flowers are my ornaments. So that's it. That's an easy way to rehab an old tree you might have that you want to make look more realistic. If it's kind of that cheapy green that Christmas uses, you can make it a little fancier that way. So, okay, that's it for tonight. We will talk to you soon.